Shalom, shalom. All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. No, this title is not clickbait. All right, it's actually legit. And I saw this article on RT News. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna flip the camera and you can see the clips, all right, as to the scenes that are going on over there, all right, in Beirut. And yeah, it's no joke, man. They actually have the military, all right, or these troops on these armored vehicles with the guns mounted on the back. And you have I believe they're I've yet to read the article, but I believe they're militant groups, you know, who are basically fighting back. And I mean, they're shooting guns, they're shooting bullets, not shooting guns, they're shooting bullets. You had one dude with an RPG, all right. He had a legit RPG. He was running into the street to go and shoot it, and he gets shot. You know, he just got shot straight out onto the floor. Now, I'm gonna play it. You know, hopefully they don't you know, take down my channel or anything like that. But I'm gonna play some of these scenes, and you can see this thing is looking pretty crazy out here, man. But let me read a little bit from the article. It's about a few lines, just so we can get some context, all right, in terms of the details as to what's really going on here, all right. And then you know, I'll show the clips from it, all right, because this is all prophecy, and this is getting ready to happen here on American soil as well. Now it says, troops fire from armored vehicles as Beirut descends into chaos, resembling war zone. All right, and this is from RT News. And it says, armored vehicles have rolled into Beirut as the Lebanese capital descended into chaos, with crowds led by Hezbollah and Amal groups demonstrating against Tarek Baitar, the lead judge of the port blast investigation. Beirut resembled a war zone on Thursday as the army deployed vehicles to a divided area of the city, where deadly skirmishes erupted following an attack on a protest. The army declared that the troops would fire at any armed individuals on the capital streets. All right. It says the Lebanese army deployed a range of armored vehicles, including tanks and trucks with mounted machine guns. Sources on the ground suggest the troops have moved toward a building from which militants are allegedly based. Okay, let me pull up the first images that pop up here. All right, so you basically have, right here, as you can see, you got some tanks over here. Okay, let's see. All right, you have some scenes over here, but the clips are more, you know, explicit. All right, so I mean, if this isn't martial law, then you tell me. All right, and martial law doesn't always have to be explicitly stated. Okay, so let's keep going. Now it says, all right, so here's where the videos come in. It says Lebanese soldiers are firing at the building in Beirut where militants are believed to have hidden after the attack against protesters, a Sputnik correspondent response. So let me pause this real quick. All right. All right, so here you can see the video. Let's lock here. All right, and let's keep going because there's more. Okay, so it says here, videos show armed men firing rocket-propelled grenades, others responding with machine gun fire. Many of the militants are dressed in body armor and have sought to protect their identities by wearing balaclavas, something like that. But it says Hezbollah militants in central Beirut. It's really street fighting now. So as you can see, I'm gonna run it back again. Now, whether this is staged, or whatever it is, it's still happening. All right. You have somebody here that tweeted, "It's a war zone." Okay, let's play this. It's from Twitter. Okay. So as you can see, they're not playing over there. Yeah. Now I don't understand this, so I don't know exactly what is being said in there. But as you can see, this is the individual who has a rocket launcher in his hand, and he pretty much goes to try and fire it, and then he gets clipped. Done. So as you saw, I'm gonna play it back again. This individual. I'm gonna pause it when he gets shot, but there's another angle where it shows it as well. Like I said, I hope YouTube doesn't do anything foul, but just to bring it out to show you what's going on over there. All right, so I mean, it's not looking like they're playing games. And right there. All right, they just took his ass out. Now, you think the people over there are thinking about, the folly that these people are thinking about? And a lot of people here, they don't expect things like this to happen. They don't think that when we tell them that it's gonna be chaotic and there's gonna be blood in the streets and there's gonna be violence, they think that, oh yeah, they're just over exaggerating and they're just saying this and saying that. But understand, as you read in the book of Second Ezra 15, it tells you that they're gonna be doing this with swords in their hands. All right. Not This says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. There shall be sedition among men, and they're gonna be doing this with swords in their hands. Those are guns. Those are weapons. And then it says they're gonna be breaking into houses for what? For lack of bread and for great tribulation. And what do you think these shortages are gonna cause? They're gonna cause lack of bread. Okay. They're gonna cause desperate times as inflation goes up and it gets even worse. All right. So it's only a matter of time. It says here, scenes from a hashtag Beirut's streets are terrifying and surreal for many who lived, the horrors of the civil war and subsequent conflicts a horrific reminder of unhealed wounds. Here, a gunman about to shoot a small rocket is shot. Um, right there, boom. Now you got people scrambling, and running and all sorts of things. But understand that when it hits here, all right, it's not gonna stop, you know? This is just a part of the things that we've been warning, all right, that are to come. It's just gonna be one of many things. All right, this is gonna be bad, man. All right, it's gonna be real. It says in other footage shared online, Lebanese troops can be and this is from rtnews.com. So I'll put the link to the article in the chat, and then I'll put it in the description for those that might not see this live. It says Lebanese troops can be seen patrolling the devastated area of the city, pointing their guns up at apartment blocks as they hunt for those involved in the unrest. Okay, so let's take a look at this. You know, so hey, let's see. I think there's a little bit more. There we go. So it's just a little bit more reading, and then that was it on the video. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this article in the chat right now. But we should already know what precepts should start coming to mind, all right, when you start seeing these things. You know, and some people may say, oh, well, that's all the way in Beirut, you know, Lebanon and all of that. Well, why are we concerned? What that got to do with us? Because it's coming here. It's coming here. All right. And it's going to be very, because see, seeing it on video is one thing, but hearing it loud, live and clear right outside your window or in the streets or in your neighborhood, or seeing it on social media or seeing people you know, getting hit and gunned down like this and whatever it is, you know, that's going to be a different feel. And that's why the scripture say in Isaiah 33:6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, because people are not going to expect, you know, these things. And when it happens, they're not going to know what to do. You know, to hear loud, live, guns are loud. You know, guns are loud. That's why when people go to the gun range, they have those head pieces that cover their ears. You know, so you hearing this, you know, going on, you people getting hit, blood everywhere and all of that. You know, that's not going to be something fun. All right, not for a lot of people. Now it says Prime Minister Najib Mikati called for calm. The leader attended the defense ministry to oversee the response to the violent clashes. In a statement, the Lebanese army said that gunfire started as protesters demonstrating against Tarek Bitar, the lead investigator of the Beirut port probe, passed through a traffic circle located in an area dividing Christian and Shiite Muslims neighborhoods. It says reports suggest the shooting came from the Christian neighborhood of Ain el Remaneh and spiraled with shots being fired in both directions. And then it just all hell broke loose from there, I guess. It says Hezbollah's Al-Manar TV cited that 2 had been martyred and several wounded had been taken to a hospital in the Shiite southern suburbs. Lebanese Interior Minister, see, because that's the thing. This isn't going to happen in just America or just Babylon. All right, the judgment that the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is bringing is worldwide. The earth is going to be in disarray. Okay, not just in America or in Europe or in, you know, certain areas. It's all hell is gonna be breaking loose worldwide. Some places are gonna be much worse than others. All right, but nevertheless, all hell is gonna be breaking loose pretty much everywhere. You know? Now, as we are watching these things, okay, knowing what's to happen and what's gonna come, while it's happening, you're gonna need certain thoughts, you know, certain things to keep you going, to keep you calm, to keep you mentally strong, you know, because a lot of people are going to be paralyzed with fear. And it's the spirit, because the lesson I was gonna do wasn't gonna be on this. I just came across this. I was just scrolling through RT News, and then it popped up, and I was like, oh, time out, hold up, that was like some serious martial law type joint. You seeing the because sometimes you'll see the tanks, sometimes you'll see the troops, but to have them actually actively, because sometimes you'll see the armored vehicles with the guns mounted on it, but there's not really people standing there holding the guns getting ready to fire, let alone actually firing back and forth. So I saw it, I'm like, oh, time out, this looks legit. It looks, but I've put the article in there so you can read it, for yourself, and as more information comes out, we can see. But it's looking pretty chaotic over there. Now, this is the book of Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Because we have the wisdom and knowledge, all right, of what's about to happen. Why it's going to happen. What is it exactly that's going to happen? And when it happens, what should we do? And how can we possibly make it out of it? All right, we have that information. So we're not going to be troubled by the fear of the unknown, because we will know. All right, we will know why, by the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay. So now let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And this isn't going to be a long, it's not going to be a long video. Probably just going to wrap it up after this precept here. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Starting at verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. You see that? Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, meaning is near. And notice it says what? The sword and their destruction. And the modern day sword or weapon can come in many forms. Mainly guns, rocket launchers, guns, microwave weapons, unmanned drones, And it says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. And that's conflict. And swords in their hands. So you're going to have people against authorities. You're going to have one class of people against another class. You're going to have one race of people against another race. You're going to have some cities against other cities. You're going to have some countries against other countries. All right. And it's going to be violent and it's going to be bloody because, as it says, with swords in their hands. So you can have, because you have certain clashes between, they say Antifa and BLM, or Trump supporters and Biden supporters, or Edomites and Israelites. And you have these clashes, but when shots start getting fired and bullets start getting sent off, after that line is crossed, people are not going to go back to, peaceful back and forths, or just yelling at somebody or holding a sign and hitting somebody with it. No, if gunfire just starts getting rattled like crazy, anybody that steps outside in that area, they're gonna have something with them, because in their mind they're gonna say, no. The fact that it happened then means that at any time it could happen. I need to be able to protect myself. And if somebody has it and he hears that it gets fired off, he might get scared and fire it off, or he just might partake in it. And once it starts, it becomes like a cycle, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And these elites know that they can't count on these sheriffs and these police chiefs and so on and so forth to get the job done, or to get the job they want to get done. Just like they're trying to mandate this thing, and you got police force quitting, you got chiefs quitting, you got some of the people in top authorities that are saying they're not going to enforce it. So now they're looking at like, hold on, if you're backing out over this, how can we trust you when we send you to go into houses and grab up people and drag them out and execute some of them and separate families and throw some in FEMA camps and shoot babies and rape, all this crazy stuff? How can they expect these people to do that? These people can't, because these cops are civilians themselves. So Their only way is to bring in troops, MK Ultra, foreign troops, peacekeeping troops, ones that just do their mission. You know, their mindset is just follow orders. What are my orders? My orders is to blast your ass. Guess what? That's exactly what I'm doing. 5 bullets, 5 bullets. 10 bullets, 10 bullets. It doesn't matter who you are. And how are they gonna be able to? Because those troops that do that are hardcore, and they don't just get deployed for anything. They get deployed for war, because in war they understand that if you hesitate, that's your ass. So now, how do you go from how do you go to a point where you can bring troops like that onto American soil and use them on people? Because you would need to have a very, very, very dire situation, a warlike situation in the streets, in order for you to be justified in bringing those kind of troops here. And that's why that's why ultimately they want to engineer chaos. They want to systematically create the purge. Obviously, they can't come out and tell you, hey, all crime is legal for 12 hours. They can't do that. So in a roundabout way, they want to cause the same situations that would lead to that effect of people wilding out. And they might let it go on for a little bit to where it escalates. You know, they might have agents amongst them, plainclothes agents, you know, doing things here and there. But just wait till these shortages get worse. Because when it first started, I remember Apostle Tahar kept doing videos and videos and videos on hyperinflation. What is inflation? What is hyperinflation? You know, and all of this. And we kept saying that it's coming. But then, you know, the quote-unquote official sources will say, no, it's just transitory. No, it's not really here. No, it's just small. It's going to pass. And now they're telling you, no, this thing is not looking like it's going to pass. Now the shortages are kicking in. Now it's not just a shortage of one or two things. It's a shortage of everything. And they're purposely doing it to speed up, all right, that process of desperation. They're telling you to prepare for heating bills to go up, what, 52 or 54%? You know, prices are skyrocketing. All right, the percentage is going up. The shortages are getting worse, and it's getting cold, and people are getting desperate. And it tells you, as we're about to read in 2nd Ezra 15, why they're going to do these things. All right, so it says here, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. So what you're seeing over there in Beirut, that's an example of sedition. And you can see what it has driven the people there to do. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Now, as you saw from the footage, that's why the scriptures talk about the cities being troubled, the houses being destroyed, men being afraid. Because those civilians, they were afraid. You know, any moment a stray bullet could hit your ass. So you ain't see Sharkeisha walking out late talking about she going to a party. All right. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. So once again, as an example from what you just saw, the dude was calling for calm and peace. Them people are not trying to hear that. And when it comes here, they're not going to, right now, they don't even respect the president. You know, they're chanting F Joe Biden. You know, they're basically, as it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You know, they're closing out certain stores because you're having shoplifting. People are just going in and just taking shit because they're like, yo, F all this, man. You know, you saying I can't go to work. Things are getting desperate. There's shortages. I mean, everything is just going south. Why the hell should I care about spending money, waiting in a line at a cashier and all that? No. Yeah, I'm gonna just go grab the shit and I'm out. You know, so you just have people just taking shit. And it's getting so bad. You got police officers quitting, firefighters quitting. Now, when you have the law, you have law enforcement for a reason. Because if there's nobody to enforce the law, then the law doesn't hold. And if the law doesn't hold, then you have lawlessness, which is anarchy. So if they're still pushing these mandates that are leading to your law enforcement agents quitting, who's going to stop these shoplifters? These mandates that are leading to your first responders all right, not quitting, and the materials that you need to continue these regular society and things as they were, if you're running out of all of that, then who's gonna enforce these things? Who is gonna, keep things in order? Nobody. And if there's nobody there to keep it in order, it goes out of order. It becomes chaotic. But that's exactly what they want. Okay? It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because they're gonna cut off, they're gonna set up checkpoints. See, when the chaos starts and then they bring the order, that's not gonna be just peace. It's gonna be tyrannical. All right, curfews, people getting executed, all right, if need be, not hesitating, to shoot somebody. And then they're gonna set up, they're gonna block off these cities. You ain't going, if you here, you stuck here. And if you don't do as they say, as they go door to door, as they round people up, as they block off exits, people are gonna want to get out. Especially when if you in the cities, certain areas, people are gonna want to get out because it's gonna be so bad over there. But as they try to go, you're gonna have traffic jams, and then you find out at the end of it, there's a barricade and they've blocked it off. You got people get, yo, what's going on? And they tell you, get your ass back in your car. Yeah. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Yeah, because people don't think, they're too proud to humble down, and they don't think that the things we're seeing are going to come to pass. It says, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, so because of their pride, because they didn't want to humble down, because they kept doing wickedness and they loved doing wickedness, the cities are going to be troubled, all right? And their houses are going to be afraid, and they're going to be afraid because their houses are going to be destroyed, all right? So it's not going to be a joke, man, when you have children and family members and all of that being, basically put in a dangerous position and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? People are not gonna, they're not gonna want to, live in that time because of how bad it's gonna be. So it says, where am I at? Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so this is what's coming. The lack of bread and great tribulation. And it's going to lead to a lot of violence and blood in the streets, man. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to bring that out real quick as I just came across it. So, hey, things are happening, man. And don't think that just because it's happening over there, that means it's just over there. Because it's going to come here. All right, and it's going to be all hell breaking loose. So with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash.